So is the Tea Party racist? Well, the actual resolution that the NAACP passed that led to this Andrew Breitbart and all this other stuff wasn't saying that the Tea Party was racist. It was asking the Tea Party to purge from its ranks the small minority of racists there. Seems to have created much sturm and drang. Rick Amato is with us. He is the conservative talk show host, Tea Party activist. Amato Talk, AMATOtalk.com, his website. And Rick, also former financial advisor for Merrill Lynch. And Rick, you're the head of a Tea Party organization out there in California?
Oh, hey, Tom, great to be with you. In all accuracy, I'm not the head of a Tea Party, but I MC Tea Party events up and down L.A. to San Diego. Okay.
So my concern, frankly, isn't about racism in the Tea Party. It's obviously any more than my concern is about the weather underground in the Weatherman kind of thing, or in the SDS. I mean, every political movement, particularly on the edges of politics, the fringes of politics, is going to have its crazy elements. My concern is that the whole Tea Party movement was created by oil billionaires, has been funded by people like Dick Armey, and run, frankly, Dick Armey and DLA Piper. This is a guy who was a lobbyist for the People's Mujahideen organization in Iran. He's a lobbyist for terrorists, and he's running the Tea Party.
Well, let me say there are a couple of things we do agree on, and a couple of things that I want to address. Number one, I agree with you. You have that fringe element out there, and like you, the fringe of the fringe. I don't prefer to dwell on that either, and that's where the mainstream media has been dwelling.
Sure, because if it bleeds, it leads.
There you go. There are big money organized groups behind quote unquote certain aspects of the Tea Party. I'm here to tell you and your listeners, Tom, that is not the authentic Tea Party. Dick Armey being one of them.
Dick Armey helped start this whole thing.
Well, let's come back to Dick Armey in a second.
Dick Armey and David Koch, who is now proudly proclaiming the fact that he helped found Freedom Works and funded it.
And I can tell you, most, if not all, authentic grassroots activists who I meet, and that's what I call the Tea Party, not the Tree Party, but the Tea Party, are not. They're not fans of Dick Armey, and they're not fans of anybody from the Republican Party. I would say the Democratic Party, but let's be honest here, it's the Republican Party that tends to try to cozy up.
They now have a Tea Party caucus in the House of Representatives. It doesn't get any cozier than that.
But the Tea Party has made it available to the Tea Party has reached out to Democratic leaders and said, "Look, we're here. We're here if you want to talk." Yeah. But at the same time, they've been very resentful and very resistant. They being the Tea Party against the Republican Party from Michael.
Well, here's my question then, Rick.
Trying to take ownership of it.
We're talking to Rick Amato, a Tea Party activist and progressive and conservative talk show host, Rick Amato, AmatoTalk.com. Rick, if the Tea Party, if you and your friends in the Tea Parties are so concerned about the future of the American middle class, and that seems to be the main meme, right? The main presentation. Then why were you guys not out in the streets demanding that unemployment benefits be extended?
Let me answer that by addressing something first. What the Tea Party stands for are adherents to the Constitution, and people are concerned that both parties, George W. Bush prior to Barack Obama, both parties are out of touch with their constituents. Both parties are swaying or walking away from the Constitution.
But, Rick, the Constitution explicitly says that Congress shall appropriate money. It has to begin with the House of Representatives, shall appropriate money for the promotion of the general welfare in the United States. Now, the general welfare of the people, if massive numbers of people are unemployed and are literally dying, committing suicide, becoming homeless, and this can be remedied with something like extending unemployment insurance, this is really simple stuff. This isn't rocket science. Why is it the Tea Party patriots, in quotes, very often people who are paying virtually no income tax because they're on Social Security are marching with signs saying taxed enough already, TEA, when this is the motto of millionaires and billionaires. By the way, who are the millionaires and billionaires who are funding the Tea Party?
There's much there that you said that I find inaccurate, but let me address what you said.
Why not real populism? Why phony populism?
Okay, here's the deal. I can't speak for all Tea Party folks, but I can tell you that the people I've spoken to have no problem with extending unemployment benefits so long as it's not on borrowed money, but instead on money that
we all pay into the unemployment fund. It's not about borrowed money or not borrowed money, but even, let me take it to another one. You know, right now, the health insurance industry in the United States is like a blood-sucking leech. The average American is spending about $12,000 a year on health costs, health-related costs, almost twice what it is in any other country in the world. You've got the CEO of United Healthcare, Stephen J. Hemsley. His first 5 years on the job, he took $477 million in compensation. Every penny of it from saying to people like you and me and all the Tea Party members, no, we're not going to pay for that procedure. You've got these billionaires, millionaires, and his predecessor, Bill McGuire, front page of the Wall Street Journal outed this story about 6 years ago. His predecessor, Bill McGuire, made $1.7 billion as the CEO of United Healthcare. Here you've got these giant blood-sucking leeches. If we did away with them, our healthcare costs could be cut by a third. If we simply said everybody in America can buy into Medicare, why wasn't the Tea Party out in the streets joining populists on the left saying, let's get rid of these corporate bloodsuckers and have, you know, reasonably priced healthcare in this country?
Well, I mean, what I'm hearing you say is capping CEO salary.
No, I'm not talking about capping CEO salary. I'm saying that every other, the other 38 countries that are members of the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, basically the developed countries of the world, in every single one of them, T.R. Reid did a special on this for NPR. He wrote a book about it. In every one of those countries, except the United States, it is a crime to offer basic health insurance on a for-profit basis. In other words, where somebody is putting money in their pocket or paying money out to stockholders.
Do you disagree that America has the best health care provision system in the world?
If you're a millionaire, we do.
You don't... Well, you know, I just...
If you're a billionaire, we got great health care.
See, that's where you and I disagree. I know people coming down from Canada because they got to wait in line for a year to get their leg amputated or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, well, you know, give us some names. We'll put them on the air. Well, every time this topic comes up, we have a lot of Canadian listeners. We get all kinds of calls from Canadians saying, I love my health care system, and I would be crazy to come to the United States. You have people coming to the United States for cosmetic surgery, but Rick, my point is that the average... Are you trying to tell me that the average unemployed person has great health care in the United States?
I would say if they're unemployed, probably not.
Well, then let's do something about that. Why isn't the Tea Party doing something about that? Why are you guys sucking up to billionaires like Stephen Hemsley and Bill McGuire?
Look, I have no problem with helping folks that are downtrodden and unemployed. I have no problem with you know, I saw on your website why is the Tea Party trying to destroy the middle class. That's not the case. I have no problem with trying to strengthen the middle class. I think what you're talking about is what some may consider. You know, look, one of the Tea Parties come out and demonstrate. They come out around April 15th. What you're saying, I think, is why don't you come out on single issues?
Well, yeah, and beyond that, and Rick, I'm really sorry. The machine we have hard breaks on this show. It's not my choice. Rick Amato, AmatoTalk.com. You can read all about it there. Rick, good conversation. Thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.